The day after Corbin Bernsen met Amanda Pays, he told his friend, "I'm going to marry that girl." And so he did. The couple's been together nearly 30 years, and during that time, they've lived in 20 different homes. Take a look at this.
Before Corbin Bernsen was a TV star, he put himself through college by working as a carpenter. Today, Corbin uses those same skills to renovate homes with his wife of 30 years, actress Amanda Pays. In their book, Open House, Corbin and Amanda showcase their talents as they transform basic dwellings into grand masterpieces and share what they've learned about relationships while working together on every project.
Please welcome back to the 700 Club, Corbin Bernsen and his wife, Amanda Pays. It's great to have you both here.
It's great to have Amanda here. I've done this so often, and I always have to tell her about it.
Corbin. Well, I want to talk about your beautiful new book, but before that, I just want to ask you, I mean, you all have been in the business that has destroyed so many families. You've got 4 beautiful kids. You work together and you seem to like each other. Yeah. How have you sustained your relationship over all these years?
Well, I think really it gets to the more because people ask that question a lot, and I think Amanda has helped me define it, and you really do find it in this book. It's being simple. Yeah. You know, it really is.
Getting back to living simply, that kind of living and enjoying living. I think we've all forgotten what that actually means. Yes. And apart from having similar goals when we first met, we realized, wow, we both loved renovating and architecture and houses and creating that kind of home. We realized very early on that we wanted to build a home and then create a family in that home. And
but it really, even there, people have arguments. You know, you could be authors and have similar goals. Yes. But living simply, it's just, look, it's in scripture, it's everywhere. It's just, the rules are pretty simple.
Right.
You know,
pretty simple. We complicate them.
We do complicate them, and we overburden them, and
we've lost touch with also common sense. What happened? I mean, our parents raised us with that common sense kind of factor, but I think we've kind of got so distracted that we no longer understand what that means. I agree. Really.
That's why I love the book. It's called Open House: Reinventing Space for Simple Living. It's so pretty. I don't know about you, I'm a coffee table book girl, and this is a definite one for your coffee table. This all started with you renovating your own home. You know, for some people, that's scary enough right there. Well, how did that start?
Well, if I could start the story, because when I got LA Law and got my first bit of money, and you saw that picture of me and my Corvette, and all the oh boy, I can have all the bells and whistles. I renovated a home, and I thought I did a beautiful job at the time. I have some Native American heritage, so I did it. That went in that direction. Met Amanda. She came over for the first time and took a look around, and I just spent a pretty penny.
The teepee's gotta go.
She said the teepee's gotta go, Corbin. And she added...
Kachina dolls. Let's put those away for a minute.
Now, let's be fair. She also said all the Navajo rugs and all that's got to go, which she regrets today.
Yes. Well, I didn't say they had to all go, Corbin. I just said we got to tweak it a little bit, because I'm coming from England, and I just want a little bit of that to mix with your thing.
So you started with your own home, and then, Amanda, I understand it was you who said, gee, wouldn't it be fun to flip houses?
Right.
Well, so halfway through I mean, I was acting in the early days, and we were having babies, and then I gave up acting because I wanted to raise my children. But about 10 years ago, they were all sort of not leaving school, but getting much older. I thought, wow, instead of moving, because we were moving quite a bit, we realized, wow, we could make a profit, and we also enjoyed it, but we maybe didn't need to keep moving. Let's do a flip house. So I did. I kind of decided to do my own spec houses, and I did quite well for a few years, but it was a little stressful.
More than a little stressful. Yeah. I like to watch HGTV. I just find it very entertaining, but I think I always wonder when I look at people who flip, what are the things that you look for in a house? I mean, sometimes you watch them walk into those houses. I don't see 1 ounce of potential in there.
She's good at that.
We have potential. I mean, we know what potential means. You walk in, and I just have it. It's kind of an innate thing that I have, and you both have. Yes. You go in and you look. You get the feeling of, wow, the bones of this house, and then you see, how can we open this up? This is really why we call it open house, because we always look for how can we open this house up so it has
Which
a
is
beautiful
kind of the thing
flow
today, isn't it?
Yes.
Letting more light in,
Right.
letting life kind of happen
yes,
simultaneously in different
that great
spaces.
Flow going through the living spaces.
One of our signatures, and again, I have to yield to Amanda so much because she's brought it, but we've done it together, is we typically open up, you know, the kitchen and the dining room are usually right next to each other.
Right.
But we usually tear down that wall because, and this gets to another answer to one of your earlier questions, in the end, when you have a party or whatever, people hang out in the kitchen. So that idea that the kitchen and the dining table
like the hub
is in the hub of the house.
Yeah.
You open up, the formal dining room isn't so needed anymore.
Right. More informal now.
And really, the kitchen family table really is a celebration. To answer one of your earlier questions too, is how do we stay together? It's all about family.
Yes.
That's, you know, when you break down simplicity to beauty and family is...
And we really did sit down every night with our children. I cooked dinner. I mean, I loved... That's why I had a family, because I wanted to be there.
Wanted to do that.
Yes, and create that sort of... The morals.
Well, it is a respite from the world once you've been successful in creating it.
Right.
It's kind of that reality that brings you back to what really matters, which brings you back to simple living.
Right.
Would you say that that's your signature? I mean, if you had to name one thing, simple living?
I think we would actually, because it is based, comes out of family values, and also being honest about we really do enjoy creating a lifestyle in our homes that we can really
But it is about simple, whether it's the food you eat.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere, people have fantastic food with sauces and creams and this and that. I'll say, just give me a piece of fish that's broiled
and
grilled and with some nice vegetables. I often, we don't, you know, I don't put even dressing on salads. It's just a little bit of olive oil, and I want to taste life. And not smother it with sauces that make it complicated.
Well, you have. I want to mention that you're very involved with Regent University,
I am.
and if Pat was here, he'd be all about talking about that.
I'd be getting one of my favorite hugs in the world is from Pat.
Well, you've got an upcoming film project. Tell us about that.
We made a film here in Lawfully Yours a couple of years ago, which we've talked about. And I wrote another film. I really enjoy this process of working with the kids at Regent in the film department, in the communications, you know, and Anne, who's been wonderful shepherding all of this stuff. But working with the kids, and we're doing another film that I wrote called Mary for Mayor. And I'm
going to be in.
And that I've given. I'm letting Amanda be in the film.
Oh, okay. I let him write a page in the book.
Because she's cheap and I can afford her, you know. No, it'd be nice. It's actually, it's interesting where life has come. We've done this book, and now Amanda's coming into this circle and making.
Well, we're traveling. We've made a commitment to travel together because, you know...
You're at a place in your family, in your life where you can.
The kids are sort of out. We're really spending time.
We're really enjoying it. It's like we're young again, without children. And
we're going to shoot in January, locally, using all local talent and kids from the school and local resources, and continue the journey of making films with Regent.
Well, I just want to say you've done a great job on putting this beautiful book together. I want to recommend to you that you pick up a copy. Corbin and Amanda's book is called Open House, Reinventing Space for Simple Living, and it's just lovely. That's the word that just comes to mind.
I have to say one thing, as you hold that up, I keep being reminded that sofa that you see right there was $200 at a flea market. It's on the cover of a book.
And I recovered it in IKEA linen. I mean, it's a book that tells you how to do things like with style, but on a budget. It's also,
that's really important too. So people.
You know what? You just sold it, because that's what we're all about, right?
Yes.
It's available wherever books are sold. We also have a social exclusive interview with the Bernsens on our Facebook page. If you'd like to watch that, go to facebook.com/700club. You guys are so fun to have here.
Thank you for having us. That was fun.
Much success to you.
Thank
and we'll watch for the new film.
Yes.